this is a boy. And I'll tell you the very first thing, I wish I had a girl pig here to show you, but if you lift up their tail, there's actually a flap on the outside right here. And it's called a urogenital papilla. And a papilla is just something that sticks out a little bit. And the girl pigs have it, the boy pigs don't. If we look, they both have mammary papilla. So you can't tell there. The penis on the male is actually right in here. But it's hidden. It's inside. You can't see it. So on a fetal pig, the only way that we can tell is look near the anus. Look for a little flap. The girl pigs have that. Now, this pig actually has some coloring here. A lot of the pigs are actually all dark. Sometimes they're black and white. Kind of depends on the breed. But I'm going to show you today how we not only dissect the pig, but how we get it here and open it up so that this is a learning adventure for us here. Now, they're kind of stiff, but one of the things that you'll notice is, like if I take and I bend here, there's not really bones here. And the reason why, when you were born, you were pretty soft, you had a lot of cartilage.
He's amazing.
It makes it easy for your shoulders, arms, and legs to go through the birth canal. Now the one exception...
You're missing it.
The one exception, this skull here is a lot of bone. And it takes a long time to dissect that. But your skull is not formed. You have a soft spot here, another one here, sometimes even on the sides. And that means that your head can actually change shape when you're born.
Yeah, didn't they change it for like religious reasons?
Yeah, and so if you go visit the pyramids and you look at some of the things that the early archaeologists found, is they would take, in ancient times, the Mayan civilization would take boards and they would shape the head of an infant, of a newborn, because they wanted that newborn to be in the upper class, the ruling class, the aristocrats that governed everything, including religion. And so they would have this distinctive look, they look like an alien, kind of a long head. And when you see the baby's skulls and stuff misshapen like this, yeah, people did that. But the one thing that I do want to tell you about this is this is something serious that we do, and it's not a game. One year, one of the students in a different class did something that I considered to be pretty horrific, and that was to cut the nose off the pig. Well, when they took it to the cafeteria and placed it in the carton of milk, it was my student, they all thought it was really funny and laughed like crazy. And until he got to the bottom and discovered the nose down there, didn't have any idea why they were laughing. And he was Earl. And Earl was a really, really genuinely nice person. He was so nice that he didn't jump across the table and strangle the guy that put the nose in there.
Would you?
I probably would have waylaid him.
Me too.
But yeah, I would have been extremely angry. But Earl went home that night, must have thought about being laughed at and humiliated. And because the next day, when he came to school, he saw coming down the hallway the kid who put the nose in his milk. And the kid, right away, nose in the milk. Well, when Earl hit him, got suspended, I think 4 days for that one. He not only broke his hand, so he came back with a cast on, but they told me, I didn't see this, they told me when that kid's butt hit the floor, it actually slid back across. I'd love to see that. That was funny. But I had to shake Earl's hand with my left hand because his right was broken. But that there's no way, and I know sometimes one of my students said last hour, hey, let's cut the foot off. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard of pickled pig's feet, but you can actually eat pig's feet. And they come from the little pigs, and they do pickle them, and you can get them out of a jar, and they kind of taste like pickles, you know, all pickled meat. It's like all fried
You
food.
can eat a human heart in China.
You what?
You can eat a human heart.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, anything can happen in China.
Well, Kyle, not legally.
Now,
Yeah, you cannot eat human stuff. So you can eat almost anything from an animal, but one of the things that you should never eat is a brain, because they can harbor viruses and you cannot kill them. But what we're going to do, we're going to go from his chin, and when I get down to the umbilical cord right here, this is the umbilical cord right here, and with you, it's cut pretty short here, but with you, they actually leave it long, then they tie a knot. You go home, a couple weeks later, dries out, falls off, turns black, falls off, and guess what? Mom or dad's got to take that umbilical cord and get it to the toilet and flush it down. Somebody's got to do that. It's pretty ugly.
weird, disgusting.
The other thing that's really, 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 really bad is baby's very, very first poo.
Yummy.
It's way up high on the list with the worst possible thing you can ever imagine.
My mom said I crapped like a bear.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, now what I want to do is I want to go around the umbilical cord, and then I'm going to go
Scared to be around me.
posterior, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I want to not cut the umbilical cord off, even though I want to open up the chest. And I'm going to cut through the ribs here, and I'm going to go behind his feet. And I want to open up this abdominal region, and I also want to open up his chest or thoracic region. Now, a lot of times when we're looking at these,
Fountain of blood.
yeah, we'll see some blood. This fetal pig doesn't have a lot, but there is some. Now, here's one of the things that you have to know. It's on your test. I'm going to cut through this tissue here. It's called a diaphragm. This is going to be on your final exam. And I'll open up this one side. I'll rinse out this pig. I'm going to cut right here also.
Yeah, it is.
And take a break, guys. Let me rinse this out.